Father God, bless anybody that's going to be listening to this lesson in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for people who've been responding, people who have been encouraging me, and people who've been sending comments telling me that they love these lessons. Thank you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe, share, and also click the bell right there next to the subscribe button so that you are able to get notifications every time I post something. Right. Today is the 22nd. I hope everybody enjoyed the June 16th. I hope everybody had fun on that day. Today, I want to talk about relationships, the power of relationships, the power of relationships. Young people do not take relationships for granted. For example, I'm not talking about romantic relationships only, but I'm also talking about friendships, mentorships. I'm also talking about colleagues or bosses or people that you meet on the streets. Do not take relationships for granted. Life is built through relationships. Where you want to go, somebody else could have the knowledge of getting there. Can I tell you? Some people are rich because of the relationships that they have. Some people are wealthy because of the relationships that they have. Some people have got successful businesses because of the relationships they've got with other people. Life is built through relationships. Where you want to go, it's either somebody will help you get there or somebody will walk with you hand in hand and be able to get with you there. Also, wrong relationships delay your destiny. Wrong relationships delay your destiny. So you need to discern and see, what do I get out of this relationship? Do I get good things out of this relationship, or do I get bad things out of this relationship? Because you need to understand that the bad character does corrupt good character, right? Bad character, they do corrupt you. And sometimes people see your potential and don't want you to reach your potential. You end up not getting where you're supposed to get to because of that wrong relationship. People are seeing where you're going and they don't like it because they feel like they're going to be left behind, or they feel like you're going to be greater than them. The power of the relationship will lead you to the right place, and the wrong relationship will delay you to your destiny. Right relationships will build purpose. The right relationship will build purpose. You know, when you were younger, when you were in high school, I used to have this also with my friend and my friends. We used to say we're going to study, finish, drive BMWs, study, finish, we're going to drive Mercedes Benz, we're going to live in mansions, we're going to go out and go to holidays, go overseas for holidays. That purpose was created by the strong bond of a relationship I had with my friends. The love and the courage and the encouragement that we used to share with one another, that one day we want to become big in life because we were friends and we wanted to see each other succeed, right? That's the most important thing. If you can't get that out of you, a relationship, a friendship, whatever you are in, then you must know that you're not going anywhere, and that thing is not taking you anywhere. Your circle influences your behavior. If you're friends, if you're in a relationship, if you're in a business ship with somebody that is ill-mannered, with somebody that does not keep time, with somebody that does not care, with somebody that is rude, they are going to influence you to become just like them. There's a saying that says, birds of the same feather flock together. It's true. You can't be a good person, be mixed with people who are scammers. You too will learn how to scam. This is how it is. Life is like that. You will also you also learn how to scam. You will also start living off other people. So your circle does influence your behavior. You do what most of the people do that you hang around with. If they go out at night, and your parents don't want you to go out at night, you end up going out at night because they are doing it and their parents are fine with it. And then you end up comparing your parents to their parents and say, but so and so's parents allow them to do such things. I can guarantee you 100% wrong circles do influence your behavior. Your circles do influence your behavior, either positive or negative. Friends can either build or destroy you. I know a lot of people who were in jail who have given their testimony on podcasts, and they'll tell you that friends are not good. Friends can either build you or destroy you. If a friend sees an opportunity to go and do something wrong and sees you as a person, as an accomplice, then you must know that that person is destroying you. If they want to act bad, they must go by themselves. They must not add me. Young girls, when a friend says, let's go to a party, and then they say, my boyfriend said, I must come with my friends, you must know it's a wrong thing that they're doing, and they don't value you as a person, as or a friend, which is then wrong. Also, another thing that you need to know, a lot of people were sold. I don't know, there's no right term. They were betrayed, right? They were sold or betrayed by their own friends. My friend did this, my friend did that. You see it on these television shows, and we see it on social media where a friend says, I know this secret, this one is hiding this secret. Now your relationship is damaged because of a friend. Be careful of the friends that you choose. A friend can either build you or destroy you. Be careful when you choose a friend. There's something that's called peer pressure. It comes when you've got friends, right? It comes along with your circle sometimes, because sometimes we are not direct friends, but we are in the same circle. And that pressure can also mount up to you and make you feel like, I want to do this because everybody else is doing it. For example, I know a lot of people, the first time they drank was because everybody was drinking. Do not put yourself at a corner. Do not put yourself in a situation where everybody else is doing wrong. And now, because you don't want to be the odd one out, you're going to do what everybody else is doing. So do not put yourself in that state. Do not put yourself in that state. I want to repeat that. Do not put yourself in that state. Do not put yourself in the corner. Just avoid such people. Just avoid people that make you do wrong. Peer pressure is something that is real. It happens all around, from being a teenager, being a young adult, being married, being a father, other fathers, peer pressure, other fathers, other mothers, peer pressure, other mothers. It depends your peers, but it is a pressure that exists, and you need to be careful with that pressure. Loyalty versus foolishness. People have died at the hands of loyalty. People have died at the hands of loyalty. And sometimes you need to ask yourself, is this being loyal or am I being foolish? Right? Because sometimes there's a very thin line between loyalty and foolishness. And these are things that we need to account for, and these are things that we need to look at. Am I being loyal or am I being foolish? If somebody goes in and starts a fight, and now I have to go in and fight also because I'm being loyal, that's not loyalty, that's foolishness. You're being loyal to something that kills you is foolishness. So you need to distinguish between loyalty and foolishness. Does this make me better or does it make me worse? Because if it makes me better, it's loyalty. If it makes me a worse person, it's foolishness. Loyalty is supposed to be something that I can trust you, I can believe in you, I can hold you accountable. That's loyalty. But foolishness is like, you did it on your own. I did not force you. You acted out of your own character. I did not press any button. So you need to distinguish between foolishness and loyalty. But most of the time, loyalty is when you are true to yourself and being true to the next person. But if you are lying to yourself and lying to the next person, I can tell you it is foolishness. Choosing wise friends. Choose wise friends. They always say to us, be friends with people who've got who are slightly older than you so that they can teach you wisdom. They sometimes choose to be friends with people who've got a lot of things or have achieved a lot more than you so that they can help you, encourage you to achieve. Right? Choosing friends is very important because your friends might determine where you're going to end up. Some friends are all in jail because they said, we'll go do this and then we'll come back, have money. Right? They've planted the seed of having money, but the only way to get the money is to go and steal or go to do heist or rob or do something that's bad. So choosing friends wisely, it's very, very, very important. When choosing a friend, you must choose people who are emotionally matured or who have emotional maturity or who are growing into maturity. I know when we're younger, we would not be able to distinguish maturity, but it's important to choose friends that are slightly or getting into maturity. Why is that important? Because they'll be able to see if something is wrong and be able to tell you when something is wrong. If a friend can't tell you that this is wrong and they can't teach you and they can't show you that this is wrong, or they don't have the maturity to discern that this is wrong, I can tell you then you're never going to be able to get to the right place, because we're all going to be in emotional turmoil. Emotional turmoil also, emotional maturity also, when things are not okay, you go to the person and you run. I've had a fight with my mom. Emotional maturity will tell them you need to calm down and go apologize to your mother. You need to calm down and go apologize to your sister. If a friend, while you're fighting with your sister, takes your side and tries to make you go away from your sister, or comes between you and your family and says, yeah, your family is evil, just know that friend is not emotionally matured, and that friend can cost you your relationship with other people. Your friend must respect your other relationships, right? They must be able to respect your other relationships that you have. For example, some people, I've got a relationship with them because we've met at church, and there are some people that I've met at work, and there's some people I've met in the industry. The one that is at church needs to respect my relationship with the one that I've met in the industry. And the one in the industry must be able to respect the one that I've met, the friends that I've developed or in the relationship with the one from church. That shows that people are able to be distinguished where you are going in life according to how the other person values your relationship with the other people. Know your place. Know your place in other people's relationships. If brother and sister are having a conversation, if brother and sister are having a fight, know your place. Move back, step back, come in when you are asked to come in, and comment with things that are going to build and rebuild the relationship and rebuild the trust and make things okay. Don't be a person who don't respect other people's relationships. Communication is important. In relationships, whatever relationship you are in, communication is important. I know there's a lot of people that don't know how to communicate, and they operate on assuming or assumptions. I assumed you did this because you of this, instead of finding out what was it that made you do this, what was it that made you do that, and then you don't just react, but you communicate. Also, when you're going to do something, you need to communicate. If you're going to go out, friend, I'm going to go out here. Are you interested or no? Okay, cool. You've communicated. Don't assume that your friend would not want to go. Don't assume that your friend will not want to get into that place. Also, communication comes when you've offended someone, or we're fighting, we're not okay. Communication comes in there. Friend, what can I do to make things right? I'm sorry about this. I never meant to hurt you, and all of those things, right? Learn to communicate your feelings. Friend, you've hurt me by doing this. Friend, you've done this that will make me feel otherwise. That communication, the right communication, builds the relationship and it strengthens the relationship. It is better to be in a relationship, friendship, workshop, whatever it is, with somebody who clearly communicates how they feel than somebody who just keeps quiet and you have to assume. So you better communicate your relationship properly, and don't assume that the next person understands you. Sometimes I hear people saying it. Sometimes common sense is not that common, and what is common to you might not be common to me. So you learn how to communicate and be a person that communicates. Avoid toxic relationships. Avoid people that are toxic. Once you start hanging around with somebody that's toxic, you yourself become toxic. You don't see it, but people around you feel it. And people around you start seeing that you are becoming toxic. You're becoming unbearable. People can't bear you. People run away from you when you're around. People don't want to say anything when you're around because you become toxic, right? So avoid toxic friendship because they will end up influencing you to becoming toxic. And nobody likes somebody who is toxic. Also, just the notes that I want to add there. Don't think or don't just use the word just when you want to do something. Friend, I'm going to use this cup. Don't reply by saying, but it's just a cup. Don't take something without asking. And when somebody holds you accountable, you say it's just a cup. It is not just a cup. It is not just something. It's not just 2 rand. It is not just 20 rand. Learn to be able to communicate well about something. Consider other people's feelings when you are in a relationship. How will this make the other person feel? Right? This is important. And I always say in broken relationships, in broken friendships, how did you think the other person was going to feel when you did something like this? That's important. And that's something that we need to learn to be able to make other people feel or to get into the shoes or to know that you might not know how a person might feel, but how do you think it's going to make them feel if you act like this? And I can tell you this much, broken trust will lead to broken relationships. If somebody can't trust you, they can never be in a relationship with you, a friendship with you, and anything that is close enough for you. How can you identify people that are not okay? I can tell you there are certain red flags that you need to look at. Number one, look at how they interact with other people, right? Look at how they interact with other people. Look at their longest relationship, right? Look at how they treat their family. Look at how they speak to other people. How they act with other people will tell you how they are. And it's a red flag if those things are appearing, if they don't have a lot of friends, if they don't have communication skills, if they're always fighting. Those are the things that show you, that are red flags, that show you that this relationship might not be the kind of relationship you want to be in. They fight with everybody else today. They backstab everybody else today. But I can tell you, one day it will happen to you. Right? It will. Those are red flags that you need to be able to look at. The way they treat family. Guys, relationships are important. Your family is important. I can't stress this enough. Your family is important. You need to be able to have a relationship with your families. You need to be able to have communication with your families. If you can't have a communication relationship with your family, then you won't be able to maintain relationships outside. Because I can tell you this much, people from outside don't know you like your family does. And sometimes people outside, you pretend to them to be a certain person that you are not. And that people, what they know is not the person that you are at home. You'll be shocked at how you get to know a person's family. They're like, how? This person goes to church. This person does this, or this person, because they're not themselves when they are with their friends. They're not their true selves. So family is important, guys. Whatever happens, if you fight with your family members, if you fight with the brother, you fight with the sister, you fight with your mother, you fight with your father, your grandparents, your aunt, anybody, make sure you are able to mend that relationships. Guys, you might not need your aunt today, but when you're getting married, you might need your aunt in some kind of way. And you must be able to call on to your aunt and say, aunt, this is what I need. Aunt, this is what I need. Uncle, this is what I need. So be able to have a healthy relationship, right? Healthy relationship with your family. Be able to apologize, be able to heal from the things that have happened, be able to stay away from their relationships. Don't backstab your family members. Don't be rude towards them. For towards them, forgive them, being able to forgive. Those are things that you need to exercise in the family before going out exercising it to other people. If you can't forgive your family, if you can't forgive your family, I can tell you now, you won't be able to forgive people outside, because that is a wound that is not healed. And if somebody does that, you won't be able to forgive them because they've touched a wound that reminds you of what has happened in your family. Be able to communicate with your family members. Communicate how they've hurt you. If you feel like you're the only one who's doing contributing too much in the family, communicate with them how you feel. Communicate your frustrations. Communicate how to build. Communicate how to work together. Communicate how to walk as a family. Be able to communicate your feelings with your family. That will build your relationship with them. Don't hate on people that you've never told how you feel. Some people will say, once again, it's common sense, but it's not common to everyone. It might look common to you, but it might not be able to be common to everyone. Honor your family during disagreements. Remember who your mother is. Remember who your father is. I've heard a young person saying to their mother in my presence, that is why my father left you. That is not honoring. That is not the right way to communicate. That is not the right way to do things, or to communicate how you feel. Honor your family and respect the relationship. Your mother will always be your mother. Your father will always be your father. Honor that relationship. Your sister will always be your sister. Your brother will always be your brother. Honor your relationship with your family. Love them as they are, and try to communicate as much as you can with how you're feeling. Somebody once said, at the end, when you pass away, you need your family to bury you, and you need the family to conduct that funeral. Family is beyond what we see it. I know some say family has become more than blood. Water, now they say water is thicker than blood. I can assure you, nobody can love you like your family. And I know there are a lot of problems when it comes to families, but I please beg you and urge you, have a peaceful relationship with your family members. Build healthy relationships. You need to be able to communicate how you feel. You need to be able to be honest about how you feel. You need to set boundaries. Boundaries are not you buying cheese, a block of cheese, writing your name on a Tepos cheese, and meaning that everybody must stay away from it. Be able to set boundaries that are also not tempting for people to go beyond it. I mean, imagine buying a block of cheese and putting it in the fridge with a family of about 5-6 people that lives in the house, and a right Tepos cheese don't touch. That is wrong. Right? Build boundaries. Let them know that I don't like people wearing my clothes. And please, if you're going to wear my clothes, please ask me so that I can give you permission. Try to forgive as much as you can. Try to forgive as much as you can. Try to be living in peace and harmony with people as much as you can. Be loyal in your relationships. Don't be a backstabber. There's this thing that people do. They are friends with different people, and they like to make friends with people that are not getting along. If you're my friend and you make friends with people that I don't get along with, for example, what are you guys talking about? Because how do I confide in you? How do I speak to you about things that are troubling me when you're friends with people I'm not friends with? Or that I don't get along with it. Be loyal in your friendships. Be people that are always looking after their relationships. Cultivate your relationship. Make sure that you are at right standing with your relationship. Pray for your relationships, guys. Pray for your friendships. Pray for your spouse. Pray for your siblings. Pray for your people you work with at church. Pray for your relationships. I want to end it today by asking you, do you have the right cycle of friends? Right? Are you in the right circle of friends? Are they not toxic? Are they not influencing you to do bad to people that you love? Are they not doing things that make you hate people that you love? Are they not pushing you away from your family? Right? I want you to ask that. I want you to ask a question that, am I gaining anything out of this friendship? Am I getting anything out of this relationship? Am I getting anything out of this thing that I've got? And if not, clearly you need to move yourself, step back, and then also start reevaluating how to handle the relationships. Because some people are sitting there, and when you see a person's name pop up on your phone, you get irritated, right? So, do you see yourself getting something or gaining something out of this relationship? Put an end to toxic relationships, guys. Put an end to toxic relationships. As soon as you see that this relationship is toxic for me, you get people crying, coming back and say, I don't know why I'm even friends with this person. I don't even know why I'm trying my best to be friends with this person. Because this person is just treating me bad, is an awful person, right? End that toxic relationship with that person. I need you to start building healthy relationships, right? Healthy relationships. Start building healthy relationships that will benefit you and benefit your future. Thank you so much for paying attention to me. Thank you so much for being part of this lesson. Thank you so much for being part of this channel. God bless you, and until we meet again next week. Thank you.